Oh, what's up, boys and girls? This is Journal of Tuesday, 14 July 2026 NQ. So let me show you the my confluences and trades for today. So, my first trade was this. There was this liquidity sweep, as you can see here. There was this liquidity sweep. Then there was a 1915 candle, but market broke below the 1915 zone. But I still waited because there was this 1 hour. I guess it was 1 hour. Let me check properly. Right. Wait. Let me check because that is filled with zones. So I had to jump to NQ. Yes. So there was a very juicy, very scrumptious 1 hour zone, which was also a very great POI if you ask me. So this is that zone, right? This is that zone. Now we size down to 15 minutes. You can see there is nothing, but in 30 minutes you can see there is a demand. In 5 minutes you can see another demand, right? See, most of you could even call it an odd block or whatever you want. I don't care, but there is a POI, as you could see, an very respected area of interest, and as well as there was this NQ, oh sorry, session low where liquidity sweep happened, right? So after this liquidity sweep, all I did was waited for my zone, right? So initially when liquidity sweep happened, POI got respected. There was not really much of an confirmation, so I waited market to fill this fair value gap, but it didn't, unfortunately. Then there was uh, not much zone. Then market broke above 1915, and then there was this POI order block demand zone, right? So I waited for this, and after market coming back to this, what do we call, a demand zone, there was also this 1915 zone as well. So it was such a precise zone for me because there is a demand and 1915 zone as well. But then I still waited for my confirmation. This was initially my confirmation, this buying star, right? But then it went below and I almost got an heart attack. But still, my SL was below this low of this demand zone. So market came back down, created another buying zone, and I got my first TP, right? So let me show you another of my trade, right? This is where I got unlucky today, or let's just say I must have made some mistake. I will try to see what I have done, and I'll try to recontemplate on things that I've done here. But to be honest, for me, this was a really good setup as well, because this, you can see there is a liquidity sweep here as well. See, as you can see, there is a very great liquidity sweep, but this is a low resistance liquidity sweep because market didn't really what do we say, I forgot, low liquidity zone, but market didn't really retrace back till fifth zone. Yes, so market came back. There was this 15-minute fair value gap zone. Market tapped on 15-minute, 5-minute, and 3-minute fair value gap zones, and it gave a confirmation of this buying star. So eventually I had to literally, not just this 1 minute buying star, but this 1 minute fair value gap as well. So of course I would have entered in this because this is an A plus setup for me, and there is this 1915 high as well. So it broke the high as well. So I thought the trend is confirmed and I just have to get into it now. But I was very wrong, and it took out my SL. Although I was just targeting 0.5 RR, I didn't want it that much. Let's just say I just wanted around 7 to 8 risk to reward ratios, but I didn't get that as well. So my another setup was, there was this 4 hour supply, 4 hour fair value gap, and 4 hour fair value gap, 4 hour supply, and let's just see what was there again. Yes, So as you can see, there is this 4-hour fair value gap zone, very strong, and then there is this uh, 30-minute supply zone. You can see this most of you could call a last buying before selling zone as well. I call it supply zone, 30-minute supply zone as well. And then if we size down to 15 minutes, there is a 15-minute fair value gap as well, which has been tapped here, right? Then I came back and I saw something very good, and that was that there is 1 minute supply as well here, right? So I didn't enter in this trade, I didn't enter right here. I waited for market to break below the 1915 zone first. So market broke below the 1915, as you could see right here, right? It broke below, but then it left two liquidity zones, very juicy, as you could see here, right? There is one liquidity zone and there is another liquidity zone, and these were very juicy, scrumptious liquidity zone. I just love this. So as you can see, for another confluence I had 3 minute supply zones as well, which of course got mitigated, and then there is 15-minute supply zone as well. But the most important ace, you could say literally ace of this whole game, whole trade, was these two liquidity zones. As soon as market tapped on these liquidity zones, like market first came and tapped on this liquidity zone, first one, right? So I waited. I knew if it came till here, then 10 to 20 points is nothing. Market will definitely come till the last liquidity zone as well. Market came to that last liquidity zone, like right here, okay, and then it gave a 3-minute selling star confirmation. As soon as it came back to 15-minute zone, I kept my SL above this liquidity zone, my last liquidity zone selling. You could say sell buy side liquidity as well. Then no, I guess it is a sell side. मार चुदा है भाई, कोई भी liquidity हो तो क्या कहते हैं तो हाँ, so there was this another liquidity zone, right? So I wanted to keep at least 10 points above that liquidity zone, so just in case if market wanted to go have some small walks and something like that, right? And then it gave a 3-minute selling star and I sold from here. And then this is probably my after let's just say 8 to 10 months, after 8 to 10 months I guess, or I would say 6 to be very precise, that I took a 1.73 risk to reward trade. And usually I only take 1:1, but it's been a while, so my target would have been this low, right? But I didn't wanted to take that chance because there is, as you can see, there is this liquidity zone as well here as well, but I didn't wanted to take that chance because as you could see, it is already 23:16 hours IST, market's about to close and I don't want to take chances. But I got really lucky here. I genuinely got very lucky here that I got out. I would not suggest myself to do that shit again. I would only love to exit at 1:1. But the moral of this whole video is for myself to remind myself that always look for liquidity zones. Let the liquidity zones get swept first. This was the liquidity zone. There was nothing. If you could see, if I wanted to buy anywhere in this whole area, right, let's just say I want to buy anywhere in this whole fucking area, you could see there is no liquidity zone at all. The last liquidity zone is here. In order to look or to target another liquidity zone that would have been closed, so the ideal scenario that I wanted was the market to come back here at least and then go here, and then there would be another liquidity zone, right? Because after this high there was only lows and then lows and then lows again and then lows and lows. So that was it. But then market came gave this liquidity sweep, market went up, came back, another high, the zone, another high, liquidity sweep here, and then another high, liquidity sweep here, and then down. Not really down, it might do whatever it wants, but at least I know I'm getting that 15 to 20 points. Oh, sorry, 25 to 35 points. But this is to remind myself that your strategy is your demand supply fair value gap. But without inducement, without liquidity, you will get hunted just the way you were getting few weeks back. So try to first get those things in check. Once you really wait for liquidity to sweep, then you could genuinely take your ideal trade. But you either wait for liquidity or become one. So I would rather wait and not take a fucking trade. So yeah.